Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Oh my god, that light. Where the fuck's that gone? Oh yeah. Ew, I'm coming, I'm coming, I'm coming. Oh, bloody hell. Ooh, ah. Okay. Got a bit of a precarious situation here. I'm going to try putting you on a pan. I don't know if it's going to be high enough. Let's see. Are you going to be able to sit on a pan? Oh. Oh. Oh, the pan's not even fucking even. Is that going to work? Oh, maybe. Oh, no, that's not going to work. What if we stick... why is it so... What are the fucking handles? All right. No, pan isn't going to work. You're going to have to sit on 2 pillows. Is that okay with you? So as you can see, we have sacrificed luxury living for the forest. A great decision, if you ask me. But there's no fucking furniture in this hut. So that's great for doing a live stream. Right, I was just going to try. I don't know why I'm even fucking bothering, because it hasn't worked the last 2 times. But I'll just try the mic. Oh, I haven't even got a t-shirt on. I'm going to put a fucking mic. So let's see if it works. I'll put a t-shirt on if it works, I guess. Get your comments in, guys. You make the live stream. I will be rocking and rolling in a minute. We're just going to try the mic. Then I'm going to tell you about my idiocy, my foolishness, and then the awakening conversation I've just had with a Colombian, a Russian, and a Argentinian. Ooh, I've definitely just changed their lives. One of them's got microphone, default speakers every time. Why is it doing that? Why the fuck's it doing that? That is super annoying. Okay, let's just. Don't mute fucking mic, dickhead. How is the sound? Is it okay? I know it's fucking shit. You know, I know it's not professional, but is it okay? Can we get through this shit together without spazzing out? Is that going to be possible, do you think, guys? Can we do that today? Oh, no, it doesn't matter. You just do whatever you want. If you want to spazz out, you can spazz out. We'll just fuck it. Is Lee here? Oh, God, we've got a disgusting one already. Let's get him banned. How's it going? Hey, Lee. Thanks for joining us. I didn't even read any, but it was a demon proper spazzing out. I mean, it will be the demon. All right. Sorry, I'm just also trying to make sure you get an English refugee video today. Thank you, getting sticky. Getting sticky with it, getting sticky with it. So I dropped a major bollock. Somebody very rightfully and obviously pointed out in the comments on, I think, my last live. So I changed my name, didn't I? I put Tom Greatorex and then in brackets. I'm going to try and stop even using the R word because now I've really seen how much YouTube hates it. The enlightened idiots, beginning with R. And whoa, fuck me, it totally shadow banned me. Like my videos, my last 2 videos got 500 views. The live got 600. So the lives have been getting like 1,200, and my videos have been getting like probably averaging 1,400. 500 views, man. And they were good videos as well. So I've changed, so I've got rid of that, and I'm hoping that means I'm no longer shadow banned. But who knows, man? Who knows? Don't know how long it lasts for. We've got quite a few of the good ones in. We've got Getting Sticky with it. We've got Scabbed. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Albus is here. Oh, we've got Leroy. Awesome. Stephen's gone straight in with the 78 pence. Fucking awesome. Top man. We need to talk about money actually, because I've just. Can you see? Can you see a difference? Right. Let's see if anyone can spot the difference first. Let's, have a little gay, childish game. Can you see the difference on this live stream? What is your opinion on Tesco going cashless? Disgusting. All part of the agenda. Obviously, they don't want you to have cash, all linked to digital ID, all linked to being able to switch you off. Once monetary systems are all digital and you have a digital ID, then you've got what we're told they've got in China, whether it's true or not, because whenever I speak to Chinese people, I don't know what I'm talking about. But we're told they have a social credit system, and that means they can switch you off. And I see pictures of people living on the streets in China, and the caption is, these people have disobeyed and therefore been switched off. So I think it's a very bad thing. Okay, can anyone spot the difference with this live stream? No one cares. Okay, so usually there's a StreamYard logo up in the top. I don't know what it is for you. For me, it's right corner. For you, it's probably left. It's not there anymore. Do you know what that means? Hey, it means I've fucking parted with some of my fucking Jew coins. And no, that doesn't mean I get paid directly, but well, I do, because I get paid by Google. That's what I mean. Yeah, so apparently there's a limit to how much you can live stream on StreamYard, and I've obviously hit that. Mate, if you're asking, it's obviously you. Like, are you really that stupid? Let's just ban him. So yeah, so I've had to pay for StreamYard. I've had to pay $20 for StreamYard. So you know what that means, guys, don't you? You do. I'm sorry to say it, but it's just the way it has to work. I can't be forking out to fucking teach you. I have to at least break even. So super chats. Oh yeah, we've already got one. So we've got 72 pence already. So if we could get another £19, then that would cover what I've just spent on StreamYard. Okay, what do I need to talk about? So I've already talked about religion with oh yeah, also, it seems to be working okay. Obviously the internet isn't as good here as it was in my last place. And the 3 people I've just spoke to who also live close by say the internet's shit. And I was like, well, it seems to be all right for me. And then we got chatting. So it's an Argentine, a Russian, and a Colombian. And I can't remember how we got onto it. I think I just brought it up. I was like, oh, I like Argentina. Argentina is the only one that at the World Cup looks like Argentina. Obviously, I have to be careful what I say on here. With them, I was way more like bump. So basically, there's a couple. I met quite a few people recently who, like, one had black nails, as in nail varnish, a man, black nail varnish, all like rainbow shit on, devil fucking piercing here. But even he, like, they can't deny it anymore. Like, I mean, he was from Brussels. So he was like, oh, I love it because my friends live there. And I'm like, yeah, but what about the fact that only 16% of people under 18 are Belgianese, are from Belgium. And, they have to accept it. And then these 3, like, so it wasn't hard. They were, they're living in the fucking forest in Vietnam. They're cool people. So I didn't have to like break down like, racism doesn't exist. They were way past that. But when I started telling them about the Them Every Time Club, one of them, a Russian, had lived in Israel. Obviously a woman. Why are you even giving an opinion, woman? And she goes, I've lived in Israel. And I'm like, okay, I'm still going to tell you the truth. And she was fucking, just that liberal, like, wall went up. And then when I said, it's not all of them, I'm friends with some of the low-level fucking pleb ones, but the high-up ones. And then that's when she started nodding a little bit. And then she was like, so what do we do? And that's when I started, you know, talking about the only way out is in, and then the Colombian is. Oh, I almost did it. Fucking. The Colombian. Oh, 7.5, if we're really honest. So, you know, I think I might give her one. She's hot. And with my body worker, which you probably haven't watched them because, you know, they're not entertaining. Actually, you know, the one we filmed today is, and I actually think the first one wasn't, but I think the last three are entertaining, but you do have to get through some bits of like actually just being. So obviously not many people will watch those. But she has definitely ignited something in me around that. So maybe we'll let the Colombian sit on my face. What do you think? If we get $100 in this chat, I'll let the Colombian sit on my face. All right, getting sticky with it is straight in there with a contribution to the StreamYard costs that I've had to incur today. It is my intention, now I'm sober, you know, all sorts is going to happen. It's my intention to start multi-streaming. Oh my God, what a fucking grifting whore. Definitely, we're going to try and link it to Kick tomorrow because apparently you can get lots of shekels on Kick. Thank you so much for the 99. Every bit counts. Fucking awesome. If everyone did that, then fuck me. I'd be fucking wanking on stream. All right, let's jump into the chat. No, it was me being. Well, yeah, of course. There's one person who has at least 50 profiles who reports all my videos because he's a very sad cunt. But and then of course there's like libtards. So yeah, all my videos. I mean, certainly like not today's sake. Obviously, loads of those got reported. I mean, I just think I just assume that every single one of my videos gets reported multiple times, and that's just how I operate. So that's why I have developed certain ways of saying certain things. But no, it's because I fucking put enlightened idiot, but with an R. I'm really gonna. You know, now I've seen the effects of it. I'm actually going to try and stop using that word. Tommy boy, it's your faithful office idiot. I hope things are well. Europe is being destroyed. There's nothing we can do. It's awful. No one notices around me. It's like living amongst zombies. Yeah, totally, man. There is something you can do. You can go inside, but I don't think you're ready yet. But yeah, love it. Great comment. Very funny. Oh my goodness, we've got the one of my favorites here. Quickly logged in while on my lunch, and you said you were gonna give someone one. And it's not you, sadly, Sophie. It's from your point of view. Yeah, man. She's hot and feminine, and she is in awe of me. Like after that speech that I gave, like it was a fucking speech, man. They were like, the Russian was like a bit triggered, but I broke through. And the Argentinian was just smiling and laughing and just being like, this guy, man, he's saying everything I've been thinking for ages and more. And the Colombian was just like, freaking herself off at the table. Yeah, me too, man. They're fucking cool. Oops, hang on. You know, I haven't had a great deal of what is going on. I like Colombians. I haven't had a great deal of contact with them. I can only there's 3 that spring to mind. I used to live with one, and she was just fucking amazing. Like they're alive. They're proper alive. They're not NPCs. I mean, obviously there's going to be some. But, you know, I think Colombia would rank in the, you know, highly on the charts of maybe not awake. I'd need to go to be able to say that, but definitely not NPCs. You know, they're alive, they dance, they've got rhythm running through them, they've got energy, they're great, really great. I've never met a Colombian that I didn't really like. Oh, it's the most pathetic thing in the world, but it's just cancel. I mean, there's like demonic shit going on, but like cancel culture in general, it's just it comes from fear, it comes from wanting to control, it comes from the absolute opposite energy of everything that I speak into. And there's only one type of person that tries to cancel another. You know, it's someone that can't speak for themselves and someone who's completely brainwashed and ideologically coping rather than, you know, surrendering and open to truth. Like what I don't get is if you think, I mean, this is when you realize, like, oh no, they don't actually believe in their ideology. They just are full of hate, and that ideology allows them to be hateful. I.e., if you call someone a Nazi, you can be hateful. So you realize, because if anyone with any slight bit of intelligence, even Sophie could probably work this out. If you sorry, Sophie, I just can't resist. It's actually a sign of affection, you know. I wouldn't give you, I mean, a lot of what I say, everything I say about you is true, and I am trying to reflect to you, but also I do go over the top, like that comment, for example. It's because I know you can take it, and it's kind of become a bit of a joke of a channel. But it actually, you know, it's actually quite a good thing about you, the fact that I choose to do that with you. What was I saying? Yeah, so even Sophie level intellect should be able to work out that the truth will always win. Like, you don't need to cancel anyone. You know, you're only canceling someone if you don't believe in your side of the argument, if you don't think you can debate, if you don't, if you can't win. Oh, Sophie's talking. Oh no, intention. I thought she said intention. I know you're just gonna fucking completely overtake the chat because you're a drama queen. So this is probably the last comment of yours I will bring up. It is my intention to use the job to improve. Yeah, I don't care. Like, I don't care. It's just story. Go on, we'll give it a go. Assertiveness skills at work to deal with people that boss you around. Okay, good. Okay, good. Well done. Well done. But it's, you know, really what you're doing there is you're, you know, making it okay to be a slave. Like, really, you should be aiming a lot higher. But at the same time, baby steps. Well done. Nice one. Oh, someone wants to give you one, Sophie. You're finally in luck. Yeah, man, we could be here for a while. It depends. I usually do an hour, and then for every 20 quid I get, I do another half hour. So it's up to you how long we're here for. Yeah, so yesterday, absolute disaster. Got myself shadow banned, so obviously lost money. The live stream, nobody donated on it, and it got demonetized. So it was just a total disaster. But also, you know, maybe someone learned something. So therefore, I guess it was worthwhile. But yeah, when I saw it being demonetized, I was pretty pissed off. And it's for one of two reasons. I did drop the C-bomb a lot because I was talking about my uncle and my granddad, and they are C-bombs. And they're both dead, so. I don't remember. But I think it might have been the title, which was, oh yeah, it had green herbs in the title. So, and YouTube hates that, and even if you're not encouraging it. Fair enough, Sophie. Yeah. Oh, why is it not working? I can't bring up comments. Of the pleb scale. Oh, there's something wrong with StreamYard today, and I paid for it. You shouldn't be doing this. There is a little bit of fondness for you. I've never been so famous. That's funny. I don't know. It's Dao, D-A-O. I don't know is the answer. I have already covered this, so I'll only briefly touch upon it. I got told he got rehomed in a forest with a family with 2 dogs. But, you know, you can't trust. And when I say these people, I don't mean all. I'm not referring to Vietnamese people. I'm referring to that couple. You can't. I mean, you know, a lot of people would argue you could bring that out. Across the peoples, and I think we're at the point basically in the world where you can't trust anyone, because even like really, I don't know, I can't speak into these other cultures because it's just impossible to know. Like, I think even if I lived here for 5 years, you might get a slight gauge on it. But yeah, Demon Dad was just a vile, you know, he was a demon. He was totally possessed. So you know, they lied about the Jew being alive. So I just don't think you can. Well, obviously you can't trust him at all. So I don't know. He could easily have, you know, he could easily be dead. But I got told he was in the forest. I did try to get him. You know, I tried. I was going to go and steal him, but they got rid of him. I was literally like, you know, it was all within 24 hours. So I tried to, you know, get him legitimately, and they said no, but they were keeping him in a cage on tarmac. I was just like, well, obviously, I'm not gonna just accept your fucking no. So I hatched a plan to go and steal him, and then in the like next 24 hours where I was gonna do it at night, they got rid of him. Just devastating. Yes, you go back to your little slave post, Sophie. See you later. Scabbard. So obviously people who donate are, is it Roy? Someone sent me 50 quid today. I shouldn't have told you that because now no one's going to send me the money. Let me thank this amazing person. Oh, and I also need to upload today's English refugee video, otherwise you will not get it. Roy, thank you so much, man. You've paid for this place. Amazing. Right, I'm just going to bang this English refugee video up for today. No, we don't want to do that. We want to do that. It's a fucking, it's a good one. It's not as good as the ones that I record once I move to a forest. Like it definitely goes up a level then. But this is a good one. It's also an hour long, so it's going to take a long time to upload, and the internet here isn't great, so that's why I just did that now. Oh, better get it on charge. Just that video, just that live, not my whole channel. Just that live. I decided we didn't like that. Have I acknowledged this? Yeah, I think I have acknowledged this. I'll just make sure. Yeah, I have. Thank you so much. You know, like this, obviously I know most people can't give, and you know, it's a big deal for me as well. I've only just started doing it. But you know, it doesn't need to be a fucking fiver. Like, just drop a quid in and you get your question answered. My new surroundings are just, there's no words. There's no words. It is glorious. It's just incredible. You know, it makes me think that I could, you know, it really makes me wish I had DAO and that I could make a home here. I could definitely make a home here. There's even a yoga center 20 minutes away. Like, because, you know, that's the sacrifice. I'm no longer into that. There's no longer, you know, gyms, saunas, Western restaurants. Not that I went to any of those. My body worker, you know, I am going to keep seeing her, but it's quite a commitment. You know, it's going to be like half a day to get there and back. So, you know, it's a big sacrifice, but fuck me, it's so worth it. So worth it. Like, I'm not going to hear anything other than nature. And also, you know what? I've actually quite enjoyed his really, I love it. I just love, they're not plebs, the three people I just spoke about. You know, they live in a fucking forest in Vietnam. Of course they're not plebs. But, you know, they're not enlightened. I love just going in, like, so they're all sat like chatting about bullshit. And I just go in and drop the bombs and make them all jizz and then leave. And I literally go, see you later, guys. And laugh. And they're just like, what the fuck? What the fuck just happened? And like, yeah, you can just feel like it's just amazing. I love like I am not interested in sitting and chatting. I'm interested in people listening to me. So I go in 5 minutes, and obviously I go in to wash my pots. I'm not just like, oh my ego, I'm gonna go and tell these people this. No. I'm washing my pots and conversation occurs. And then I just obviously, you know, become the showman, the enlightened teacher. And I love it. I love it. So I'm really enjoying. There's no Vietnamese here, so that's, you know, I love Vietnamese, but in terms of noise, like that's a relief. So it's only Western people around, lots of interesting Western people, but still not interesting enough for me. But interesting enough for me to go and drop the bombs that can change their lives, which obviously just leaves me feeling amazing, leaves them feeling whatever they need for their development. I think amazing. One of them is a bit triggered because she's been to Israel, and so I'm really enjoying that aspect of it too. Like, there's people around that I can play with. Is it just me, or is Tom all fuzzy on the screens too? Yeah, so the internet isn't great here, guys. I am deep in the forest, so it might not be great. Oh, is it really bad? Is it really, really bad? I'm just having a look now. It's not. Oh, I'm bitching. That's why there's only 45 of you. Oh yeah, it's really bad, isn't it? Oh, it's really bad. The sound's okay though, isn't it? No, the sound's not even good. Something wrong with StreamYard. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible, isn't it? There is it worth continuing? You know, I'm not gonna continue if the technology is not there. I don't think it's worth continuing. Oh yeah, it's definitely me. Let's just see what you all think. I'll go to the bottom. Sounds decent. I mean, if a sound is there, then I'll persevere. But yeah, that's a shame. But there's nothing I can do. It's, you know, I've got it on 720, which is the lowest. Yeah, it probably doesn't help that I'm uploading a video at the same time. Oh my god. And that's still on 0%. Okay, yeah, I don't think you're gonna get an English. Whoa, it's all gone blue. Shit. Okay, Albert says I should keep going. Sticky says I should keep going, and Sticky's chucked in a fiver. We'll definitely do another half hour and see, you know. I mean, it's the lowest numbers we've ever had, so it's not a good sign. Yeah, I hear, man. I hear it's super hot in England, which is great. They got rid of a dog. That's terrible. Too hot for my dog at the moment. He stuck his head. Well, it's not terrible if they rehomed him, as the story I'm told is. If he's in a forest with a loving family, then it's great news, and it's actually better news than him being with me, because, you know, I mean, they might be idiots and they might jib jab him, but, you know, maybe not. If they're Vietnamese and live in the forest, there's a high chance that he won't get jib jabbed. If he'd have lived with me, he would have had to get jib jabs because there's no way I'm living in Vietnam for 15 years, which is obviously terrible. Just ask Sophie. And and then there's the whole, like, could I have committed to him for 15 years? Well, I'm not, you know. Maybe if I started making loads of money, I'd have been able to take him to Europe. You know, I'd have been able to take him around Southeast Asia. I'd have committed to that. So I'd have probably been with him for, who knows, 2 to 5 years. But you know, at my current earnings, I wouldn't have been able to take him to Europe. I guess you guys might help. But anyway, it's all hypothetical. So if the story is true, then it's for the best. But, you know, obviously you can't trust these people one bit. Those people, I should say. Because that makes it sound like I'm talking about all of Vietnam, and of course I'm not. Oh god, yeah, Frenchies in this heat, man. I had African Boa Bell. The best, just the best dog I've ever had, and I've had quite a lot of dogs, and they've all obviously been amazing. Oh my god, I mean, even though he was from Africa, but they don't, you know, they have them in Africa to sit on bioweapons and eat them. They don't, you know, they just sit outside the house in Africa, and then when a bioweapon or a lion comes along, they react. So yeah, he could not deal with the heat at all. All right, cheers, dude. Mad cool man. Sounds okay, and we are building up. We're now at 54, so it can't be that bad. But I'm, you know, obviously it makes me a bit less inclined to do it. But we have had almost £7, so better do a little bit, haven't we? So Lee and I have been discussing how strict we need to be. Do we, like, so for example, Strawman last night, who came in council taxing and took away a lot of some people's consciousness into drama and external. And I think we basically came to the conclusion that, oh, whatever. You know, it is just demons and libtards that need slaying. But also maybe it will get to a point where we're like, well, no, we want it to be conscious, we want it to be internal. But also recognizing that there's lessons for people. Well, Debbie, I'm sure she won't mind me saying, messaged me saying, like, I just couldn't fucking stand that. You know, I've been down all those rabbit holes. I know they lead nowhere, and I'm here for consciousness. But then in that reaction, which I totally agree with, and I think is justified from my perspective, is also a learning. You know, in the irritation is a learning. You know, so it's like, you know, it's all lessons. It's all, and obviously we've got people at all different stages of the journey. So it's, you know, basically the conversation with me and Lee is like, how do we best serve people? It's not like, how do we control people, or how do we, you know, how do we get what we want? No, it's how do we best serve people, you know? And does that take away from the service? Because we know is quite strong, but you know, we know we do where people need to go, and it's not council tax, but also that is part of the journey. You've got to go down those rabbit holes before you can go internal. So still making it out, working it out. Psycha effing delic now, dude. That blue makes the image more manageable. Fantastic. It actually looks all right on my phone. And we're at 1% of the English refugee video. Oh my God. Depending on what time I fall asleep, you might just get an English refugee video today. Oh, that's a nightmare. It had to be an hour-long one it's an hour and 6 minutes. Like, I think that's the longest ever English refugee video. If not, it's definitely the second longest. And I have the worst internet ever to do it after having great internet for 5 months. Oh, shut up, Liz. Stop fucking moaning. It's sunshine. It's good for you. Honestly, the English are just so fucking miserable. Even Scabhead. It started to feel like a holiday aboard. It's boiling hot and nobody speaks. I know, that's fantastic. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh my God, I love this guy. It's boiling hot and nobody speaks English. Fantastic. Yeah, so I was speaking into the English stereotype of, well, we just moan about the weather no matter what, and it's just like, it's amazing. Like, you're getting some beautiful sunshine, but that was just fucking class. Tom, I am in a situation where my neighbor living in a house meters away keeps spraying VOCs, unconscious NPC chemicals, which are entering my house all day. Do you react to them too? I've never had that situation. The only thing I can relate to that is when I get a cleaner in and they obviously use chemicals and it's just fucking awful. So when I'm settled, I make sure my cleaners only use natural products. But when I'm like 5 days here, 5 days there, and it's very hard in Vietnam because they're just like, what do you mean? Like, they just, you know, I haven't even tried, to be honest. But in Thailand, I did. I didn't let them use any chemicals. Oh God, it's around 1%. I've never encountered this. I mean, I would. What do you mean? Unconscious NPC chemicals. So cleaning products, Glade sprays, like air fresheners, which is just the most NPC ridiculous thing ever. You know, let's cover up nature with chemical smell. Just amazing, just amazing. I need a bit more on what you're referring to, but I would, I'd be going mad. I think I'd be going around there, and I think I'd be sticking the chemicals up the house. Oh, we've gone yellow now. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, that's the possibility. That is the possibility. It would seem strange, but they would keep him for so long, unless they sold him. Unless it's. But I would have thought. I've no idea what the going rate for a dog is to eat in Vietnam, but I wouldn't have thought very high. So the fact that they kept him for, my timescales are terrible, but let's say 6 weeks, 2 months, and fed him every day. Okay, they just fed him fucking ghouls, so it wouldn't have cost much. But I just think the fact that they kept him for 2 months, And originally, Demon Dad got him, not Kabir. Kabir took him on when Demon Dad couldn't cope with him. 2%, come on. So, you know, they got him as a pet and then just couldn't fucking deal with him. Fobbed him off into Kabir. Kabir died. And then they kept him for 2 months. So that suggests to me that there was care is far too strong a word. But you know, there was a bit of wanting to try and do the right thing, but then they wouldn't let me have him. It's hard to say, man. It's hard to say. Debe, The Sun is not my favorite. I love the Rain and Storms. That's my preference. Always has been. So I can't stand this heat. So why? What does it bring up in you? So obviously, I think we can have a preference to weather. I think that's legitimate. But also, like, to say I can't stand, that's very strong. I would suggest that it's all about emotion. You know, I think emotions come up in the heat. I mean, they certainly do for me in the sauna. So I think you might, you know, I think if you really sat with this, you know, this I can't stand the heat. That's the oh fuck me, why am I struggling so much? That comes from a concept of personality, as in like you were born with this personality that can't stand the heat. No. Something's happened. You know, what's quite likely is you had a very traumatic experience as a child in the heat. You maybe went on a horrible family holiday in the heat. Your mother probably did, you know, something horrible when, you know, so you were so there's a traumatic link there. You can have a preference, absolutely, but I can't stand the heat. No. That's personality. That's I'm not speaking into this well. Like I remember thinking that I was born a certain way and I just liked this and liked that. And once I did 10 years shadow work, I realized like, oh no, it's all about life experience. It's all about trauma. It's all about all the opposite of trauma. You know, it's all about how we perceive. Oh God, I'm doing such a bad job. Basically, the personality doesn't exist, and sentences like that are of the personality. So it's conditioning to a point. Doesn't mean there isn't any truth in it. Spenman, you're a fucking dick. Yeah, and yeah, there's that. So like Thunder and Lightning is just fucking cool. So you know, this is a fucking dog that I'm connected to and like can make me cry at times, man. Like you can't, like you know, it is funny. It is funny. Good on you. But at the same time, you know, can we show some respect for Dow, man? Because he was an amazing dog. But the answer is not very, not very. And still, you know, so if obviously I know nothing about the Vietnamese dog meat trade, but he would have had to get peak meat. He'd have had to have grown for another 6 months. I just don't think it's. I don't know enough about it, but I just don't think it's. I just don't think it would be financially viable for them. All right, so this is what's happening next door. All cleaning products, air fresheners, bleach, all kind of man-made, low IQ altering chemicals that people use on themselves every day while it's ruining everyone else's health around them. You're my kind of guy, man. You're probably the demon because you know you're new. Can we see your profile? But who cares? Like it doesn't matter. Like if you want to spend your time contributing to my chat, okay. I just totally agree, mate. It's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. It's so like low IQ. It's so obvious. It's just so ridiculous to even witness, let alone be around. The problem is, there's no telling them, is there? Because they're, you know, obviously total NPCs, and they'll just think you're crazy. Why is it coming into your house? Because they've got the windows open because the sun's shining. So it's only really a problem on hot days. I would probably have a chat with him, and I'd try and meet them on their level. So, you know, stupid. And I would say I have an allergy or something like that, because they'll be able to understand that. If you say, you know, like, I don't want your poison coming in, like they'll just spaz out. But if you say, you know, you've got an allergy and it's really affecting your breathing, do you think you could close the windows when you're spraying stuff? But then if it's air freshener, then it's just like, they're just going to be spraying that all the time, aren't they? Like, just disgusting, man. Oh, God. I'd move house over. I just couldn't. There's just no way I could live like that. End of the chat. And it's crap. Crap internet, so maybe that's the end of our game. How's it looking on here? What do you mean? They just, you know, Oh, it's all right. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I didn't let them use anything. Why have we only got 50 people? It's not that bad. And where's the shekels? We need some more comments, guys. I've got no riffing to do. I record 3 videos a day, so all my riffing goes into those. So you need to inspire me. I will go back up. Yeah, I just don't understand why they've not made this hut a bit nicer. You know, so they've got a few dotted around the mountain, and they're all obviously basic as fuck, which is, you know, fine. And they're cheap, you know. I'm very happy with it for what I'm paying, and I'm very, you know, it's all about, you know, the surroundings, of course. But why don't we just have one that they charge another $5 a night for and put a sofa in it and a desk? Seems obvious to me. It really is. Air freshener is the epitome of human stupidity. Like, you know, like when, oh man, I used to destroy them in the gym. So when you go into toilets and it clocks that some electric thing clocks that you've come in and just sprays you with carcinogens. I used to bake them all the time, and they don't have them out here, thank God. They do other, you know, there is air fresheners out here, but not to that level. You know, so even the most extreme situation, a toilet, the smell of poo, to be so stupid that you would want to cover up a natural smell that, okay, it isn't pleasant, but, you know, it's natural and it's real. It's like they think. So I suppose, because actually I think our aversion to certain smells is also conditioning. Like, I don't think, this might not be true actually. Maybe like poo, yeah, like obviously like real, like rotten, like, yeah, it fucking stinks. But also I think there's an element of conditioning there, which is good. I'm not saying like stupid conditioning. I'm saying like it protects you. So we are, you know, like a child, for example, will put bugs in their mouth or put soil in their mouth. And it's only when the mum goes, no, don't do that, germs, that the child is then conditioned to see those as negative things. So I think it's basically the same with light poo smell. And that conditioning is so strong that people would rather spray carcinogens over it. And I think they also think it's some sort of like, if I can't, like, so obviously people are totally conditioned into germ theory and believing in germs and being scared of germs, even though they don't even exist, in my opinion, YouTube. But obviously I'm probably wrong. Always trust the scientists. But there is something called terrain theory, which is very interesting, which basically states it's about your environment, i.e. chemicals, that actually F you up. But it's just a theory, YouTube. I'm sure, obviously, of course, believe the science, because science is now a religion, apparently. And it's no longer about data and research and constantly striving for another answer over the answer because the answer is never fixed. No, it's now a religion that you just have to believe in. So, of course, I believe in it, and germs are real. Yeah, so I honestly think that they think that they're like, if I can't smell it, I won't get ill. Even though it wouldn't make you ill anyway, it would actually build your immune system. Oh, everyone's so stupid, man. Everyone's so stupid. Oh, that's good news. It looks pretty good on my phone. Where are we at with the English refugee video? 4%. Fuck me. That's slow. Yes, if you could all like, we could do a few more people in. Also, I'm currently shadow banned. I mean, oh shit, that's what it is. I'm still shadow banned, aren't I? Maybe I shouldn't release a video for a little while, but then I'm just going to end up with loads of videos because I've got so much to say, and you can't release more than 2 videos a day. Oh, bugger me. Being shadow banned. I'm just going to have to accept it and hope that eventually it will go away. But yeah, if you could support by liking, that would be really cool. So according to my body worker, I look less pregnant now. That was her words. Thank you. But yeah, my whole posture has totally changed. Like, I don't think I would have been able to sit like this a while, you know, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Lol. On this channel is a video about why I'm not watching the World Cup, and it's titled something like "Wake Up, the World Cup is a Satanic Event." So obviously it's now N-ball, whose migrants can beat whose migrants. So there's no connection there. But there's actually, you know, it's a massive satanic ceremony, and that video proves it. Like, the referees are dropping satanic symbols and all sorts. Like, it's just crazy. It's a whole nother level. So no, I'm absolutely not watching it. I will never ever watch. You know, I wonder, will I ever watch Sheffield Wednesday again? I mean, it's so in my blood, and I like that. You know, I like that. It's a connection to my mother, and it's nice to have something entertaining. Like, there's nothing. I can't think of anything. There's nothing entertaining in my life anymore. Like, I mean, just sitting and being is becoming entertaining is the wrong word. Like, it's just being, which is obviously much better. But it's still nice. Oh yeah, but then if I'm not smoking, I don't think I could watch it anyway. Because I've always, you know, smoking and football has just gone hand in hand for me. Because you have to numb yourself out to watch something so low vibrational and low IQ and stupid. But I enjoyed doing that. So I don't know. I think it's over for me. I was intending, before this huge shift I've had, I was intending to get a season ticket this year in terms of like online, obviously, for Sheffield Wednesday. But I just don't. And it's a really exciting season for Sheffield Wednesday. We've got new owners, and like the tyrant that we've had for the last 10 years has fucked off. So it is like super exciting. We've broken the record on season tickets, and we're in League One. You know, so we're in a very low league, and we've sold more season tickets than the club's ever sold. So it's very exciting for Sheffield Wednesday fans this year. So I don't know. Maybe I will get it. I don't know. But I'm definitely not watching any what they call international football, which is just disgusting now. It's like I say, it's our migrants versus your migrants. It's like, I mean, if England, like, if England versus Ghana, I don't even know what the score was, but I know they played. If they were wearing the same kit, you honestly wouldn't know who's who anymore. We're almost at that point. Air freshener sprayed after a horrible poo is one of the most haunting smells, isn't it? Like, this mixture of chemical and poo. I'd so much rather it just be chemical. Rather it just be poo. Because, you know, for some reason I'm really struggling today with words. Why can't I speak? What's going on? For the part of us that's conscious, it's so confusing because it's two completely opposite smells. And like, so for the part of us that's aligned with natural law, that's the way to put it, it's very disconcerting and very confusing. It's as confusing as the globe that they show you as a kid, which obviously makes no sense and goes against all your senses and intuition. It's kind of like that. Oh shit! Who are you? You're funny. Humanor. You're new, right? Probably the demon. I don't think the demon can be funny. I think, you know, the demon. I don't even want to talk about him. He's so pathetic. It's untrue. I'm sorry to see. Oh, is then you need to smell the poo to see how healthy you are. Yeah, I agree, man. Oh God, my poo. Oh my God, right. So honestly, the stuff I'm doing with my body worker now, like the last 2 sessions and the shifts after it, like, it's just insane. And last night I did a piss, and I drank just as many liquids as I always do. I did the darkest yellow piss ever. And I was like, at first, obviously, I just, you know, didn't really think about it deeply. And I was like, what? Like, what? Have I not drank today? And I was like, yeah, I have. And then I realized, I was like, it's toxins. It's toxin. It's like what she's doing in my body, like toxins that have been in my muscles for years and years are being released. And there's a lot of inner child stuff going on in the work we're doing as well. And then I went for a shit, and it was like a baby poo. You know how a baby poo smells and is like a lighter brown and I mean, my shits are often sloppy, but it was just a baby poo. And it was very, very clear to me that, you know, it was all linked to what the body worker had been doing and like removing these energies that have been in me literally since I'm a baby. And I was heavily traumatized as a baby. I was heavily traumatized when I was in my mother's womb and she was telling me that I was a girl. I was heavily traumatized when I came out of her vagina and her first words were, "I'm so disappointed." So there's a lot of trauma around that age. Yeah, makes sense to me. Totally agree. Right, so this is Neighborgate. I tried to tell them multiple times, but they literally spazzed out. Yeah, but you've gone like this, haven't you? Which is exactly what I used to do. Like I used to. Obviously, I'm not going to dumb myself down for you, and I want you to. I used to have hope that people would fucking hear the truth and be like, "Oh, right, yeah, of course you're right," but no. So if you go like this, so you know you're wise compared to them certainly, and I only say that because I just don't know who you are and how wise you are. But you know, clearly you at least know that all this is poison. So you're going to go in like this, and they're like this. So obviously they're going to spaz out. Whereas if you'd have gone, I've got allergies and spoken on a spaz level, I've gone up crawling. You know, obviously I'm exaggerating. Then you might have had a chance. But what you've done is you've triggered them. I tried to tell them multiple times, but they literally spazzed out on me and started acting neurotic. I do actually have a neurological condition, and they have proven to not give an absolute shit. Oh, okay, so you know, maybe you did. Maybe I should actually read the comment first before I answer something. I feel that you. Yeah, I mean, you tell me. Like, did you go in and tell them that they're idiotic? You know, because you're criticizing. What you're doing is you're criticizing their way. Even if you know, it's a very difficult situation, and this is, you know, why they are like they are, because they get defensive and project every time, just like you know what I have to deal with as a YouTuber, and so it's very, very difficult. Because even if you're going saying I've got a neurological condition and this is bad for me, then what you're doing is you're pointing out how stupid they are, even without saying it. And even if they're not intelligent enough to get to that in their mind, in their subconscious, they'll feel that, and straight away they're like this. It's a really difficult situation, man. I just know I'd go mental, but I'm not sure that's the right answer. But, you know, like it's you know what I really noticed when the rats moved in on the other side of my last place is you know, because I class myself as fairly peaceful and chilled and all that. Um, I was like, oh wow, like I can get very angry. And you know, I know I'm a warrior. I know, like, if it came to fighting for my lands in a sensible way that might actually achieve something, I know I'd be the first one there. But also, I've never really seen violence in me. Like, I've never been violent because it's never been justified. But I know if it was justified, I would be. And but when those rats moved into the other side of the door, I was like, oh right, maybe I could actually be violent when it's well, not really justified. You mean you could argue that playing music at 12:30 at night does justify a punch in the fucking mouth, but you know, many would say it doesn't. But for the first time in probably not my life, but the first time in what I can remember, I was like, oh right, yeah, I could definitely end someone. Yeah. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to, but basically anything you're referring to, this is the answer. Is connected to emotional suppression. All stupidity is this. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty certain essential oils are great. I'm not an expert. I'm a little bit wary in saying it, but I'm almost certain that essential oils are used by homeopaths. They're totally natural. A water diffuser, my understanding is that I don't know exactly what a water diffuser is. Is it something that has a heating element and creates steam, and then the essential oils are released in that steam? If that's the case, then I think it's absolutely okay. Lee will confirm, or say I'm stupid. But yeah, I'm almost certain essential oils are beautiful. They definitely are. They definitely are. I'm just wary of getting it wrong, but yeah, they definitely are. Hello, Rachel. How are you? Have you humbled? It seems that you've humbled. Have you dropped this I'm enlightened thing? Because we can't have a session if you're still trying to make out you're enlightened. Good to have you with us, Rachel. I've seen a shift. I think you've humbled. I think you're doing it. But I'm very wary just because of how defensive and deluded you were. Tom, go easy on yourself. Explaining complex personality lessons from a standing start is impossible. Sometimes teaching wrong is the only way to tiptoe people. Yeah, that's really good. Really good. Tiptoe people to what's subjectively right. Oh, that's really well worded. Very, very wise person. Again, don't know you. Are you new? Sven. So, of course, the Patreon members will always get their comments read out. People who donate will get their comments read out every time. So there's a little bit of motivation for you. And yeah, I wouldn't know if you donated on Buy Me a Coffee, but obviously if you let me know, then obviously your comments will get read out. Most modern flats in London. Oh my God, like this can't go well. From there, that's the end of the conversation. Get out. Are long tubes where the bathroom has no direct window. Wow. So, oh my God. So no way to let the smell escape. So let's spray some chemicals. Wow. Why do people live in London, man? I mean, it's just horrendous. Like, even when I was unconscious, I hated them. Neighborgate. I'm stuck in this house and I'm desperately trying to move. Your channel was recommended to me a week ago, and you keep me good company. You're my type of guy. Yeah, absolutely, man. You're cool. You know, if you are who you say you are. Yeah. Great. Good. Get out. What's your situation? Are you renting? Do you own? Is it council? And it's not easy, is it? Like, even if you're, if you own it, it's probably going to be easiest if you own it, actually, because then you can rent it out. If you're in a contract, that's going to be very difficult. And I don't know how council properties work because I'm middle class. Albus Adventures used to make her own. Is it a her? I just assume you're a her. But I could be wrong. Used to make their own candles with this wax, not normal candle wax stuff that is good for pets, and use essential oils for scent. I looked into how to make wax melt that was safe for you. Yeah, brilliant. Candles are really bad. I was really shocked by this because I was a big candle burner. I love candles. I love fire. I love the red, amber, beautiful infrared, I think, but maybe not. But certainly on that side of the light spectrum, light that is created. I just love them. And then I found out that they were full of poison and stopped using them really. And because you have to spend a lot of money to get a candle that isn't full of poison. So that's the other thing, right, about this place. Massive. I can't even show you because I've just got a little lamp down here. It's too dark up there. But like, so we're in the fucking forest. We're in a wooden hut. This is how like disconnected these people are from what is really needed in this environment. Massive. And I get it's a cost thing, I do get that. But again, like, make it nicer and charge more, is my opinion. Not on all of them, but on a couple of them, maybe. So massive. The lights that I show you that are in all the restaurants, I just see is massive. Like, it's this big, just is hanging. And it's not LED. It might be LED, I don't know, but it's just bright blue, white light. Just disgusting. The minute I moved in, I was like, bro, you need to get me a lamp. I am not fucking dealing with that shit. What's this crap? Oh, there we go. Okay, looks like it's. Oh no, I don't know. I think it's going okay in terms of internet quality. I think it's definitely improved. How long have we done? Right, I've done my 3 hour. I haven't actually got enough money to do another half hour. I'll do another 15 minutes, and if we get a tenner, then I'll do another half hour from there. So that'll be 45 minutes. Yeah, so relatable, Levi. I need to go to Tesco in this thunderstorm before I'm too inebriated. I've got really paranoid about what I say now because I've realized like how reactive YouTube is. I mean, it was the channel name, but I wonder, because a lot of people say, and to be honest, I think that my content's great, particularly English refugee in terms of like for the masses. Well, not the masses, like the more conscious side of the masses, but it is entertainment at the end of the day. A lot of people say, this channel should have way more subscribers, particularly the first Vietnam footage I did, where I traveled 2,000 kilometers. Like someone even said, this is better than when Top Gear went to Vietnam, and that got like 500 to 1,000 views a video. So I wonder if like all my using the R word and the C word and all that, like I wonder if it really affects my video's reach, and it's kind of made me reassess things a bit. But then at the same time, I'm just like, I don't want to hold myself back. Like I like those words. I think they're great words. I think they're obviously my two favorite words. So I don't know. It's I don't know. I don't have an answer. Oh, we've gone blue again. That's nice. Have we got the fixture list out? Yeah, I'm not into it enough to know if we've got the fixture list out. Are you you're an Orient fan. That's cool, man. So that's the biggest game of the season for you, presumably. Oh, there's Leicester as well. I think there's quite a few big teams. Why? Why do you watch the national anthems? I mean, no one even sings them now. I mean, that's just fucking horrendous, isn't it? I mean, I kind of have a mixed feeling on this because obviously the national anthem. Why have I disappeared? Obviously the national anthem, God Save the, lizard leader. So, it's a inverted indoctrinating song. But of course, when your country has been invaded, it's nice to have traditions, even if traditions are inverted. It's a very difficult one, man. It's a very difficult one. I don't think I'd sing it because I know energetically you're singing about a lizard or something along those lines. But footballers are obviously stupid, and to have a load of Africans in the English team who refuse to sing the song and clearly hate the country is very difficult to watch. Debbie's just like, I'm too hot. I want to storm. I'm assuming you didn't agree with what I said, Debbie, because you've gone stum on that one. This is so Albert Adventures reckons if your shit smells bad, then your diet is bad. Obviously, shit will never be okay. Obviously, shit will never be nice, but a bad smell is bad diet. Okay, I'd agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, actually, I do recognize you. I do recognize you. I'm really glad to hear that. Actually, funny. Oof. I want to be able to like you. Yes. Tonight we are talking about poo. I think we're moving on from poo now. How are your poos, Debbie? Are they solid or sloppy? Who is key? Who was that awful blonde-haired woman who did a whole TV series? Julian McKeith? Somebody McKeith? Julia McKeith? Um, what was it called? You are what you eat, maybe, or something like that. She used to analyze people's poos. It was for TV, it was quite good. You know, it had a bit of wisdom in it. I wanted to send a donation on English refugee, but it seems I've been banned. Okay, well, let me take a photo of your name. And why would you send it on English refugee? You mean a super chat? Thank you, but just to let you know, YouTube will take 40% of that. So you know, from my perspective, it would be much better if you did it on Patreon or buy me a coffee, which are in the description, not of this video, but all my English refugee videos. But I'll check out your name, mate. I'll give you another chance. I don't know why. Obviously, I can't remember names. I can't remember why I ban people. There's a section of people I banned when I stopped YouTubing. Like all the people that were talking like, "Where's Tom? Where's Tom?" when I disappeared, and I was super paranoid, and you know, thought people were trying to kill me. So there is probably about 20 people that are probably my biggest supporters that got banned in that time. So that's a bit of a shame. So maybe it was then, but it could have been more recent. English refugee. Nah, honestly, man, I only ban people on English refugee if they're disgusting. Like you would have had to have said something really disgusting, unless it was at a time when I stopped posting, but my channels were still up just before I took them down when I was in El Salvador. But I'll check out your name. I'll unblock you, and we'll see how you behave. And if you send me some shekels, you can behave however you want. Speaking of which. Ebimus Kamzel, I feel like you donated before. Thank you so much for all your support. Thanks for your chats, Tom, and for also making me aware of Jesse P. Watson's channel. This is a very good one. Jesse P. Watson. Oh my God. I still haven't worked out how often he posts videos. I feel like it's not very often. So I've only been a subscriber of his for a week. And it's actually, again, I can't remember the name sadly, but it's actually somebody in this chat you need to thank because they made me. It was just unbelievable. Like, just so modest, so humble. It was on a video I did about horses, and this commenter literally put, "My friend did a video about connecting with his horse," and then and put a link to the video. No, like, this is the best person in the world. You have to watch this person. Just like my friend. Oh, he's got a horse. Check this out. Maybe if you're interested. Don't if you don't want to. Well, like, he's literally the best person in the world. So I've only been a so it's them you need to thank. I've only been a subscriber to his channel for since I started talking about it. So what's that? A week, maybe 10 days tops. And I don't feel like in that I've watched a lot of his videos. And he's after Alan Watts and Osho, he's the first person where I can just watch his videos again and again and again. Lee, sometimes I'll double watch his videos more from a knowledge point of view. You know, like I love Lee's videos. I watch them like just sort of nodding along, like, oh God, yeah, drop, 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 drop. Oh, that makes sense now. Amazing. But it's like educational. Whereas Jesse's videos are still educational, probably not as much as Lee's. Well, I think they probably are. Just their deliveries are so different. They're such different men, but in such a similar vibration. It's amazing. So I will rewatch these videos, but more from an educational point of view. Whereas Jesse, it's like, somehow he's made it entertaining. It's both enlightening and entertaining. I don't know how he's done that. Just by being the fucking best person in the world, along with Lee. Lee, I just fucking love Lee so much. Marquise, what are your thoughts on free will? Do we have it, or does it just feel like we have it? Oh, this is deep. Lee mentioned this in a voice note to me, and it was something around free will as much as we have it. Right, okay, yes. So it was when we were talking about me burning my green herbs by mistake, but on purpose, depending on whether you're coming from ego perspective or higher self perspective. And he basically said it just shows that we don't really have free will. You know, the universe is going to decide for us. So now I'm using my language. This is not no, I can't use these languages. Another level. You know, but essentially, I don't know this, but, you know, just to say something simple that might resonate, you know, the path is already set, the die is already cast, the universe knows where we're going. I think Lee said something like shit. I think essentially the die is already cast, and we don't really have much free will. And that's obviously from a spiritual perspective. Like, I assume you're asking from that perspective. If you're asking from a like Matrix perspective, then I think the answer is very clear there. I mean, basically, we live in a prison without bars. Like, they just, you know, they told us that we ended the slave trade, and literally the English did end the slave trade, and we were paying tax to end that until 2015. But it didn't really end, did it? What they just replaced the bars and the chains with colored bits of paper, and you still are a slave for your roof and your colored bits of paper. But they did take away the bars, which I suppose was nice of them. Okay, so I think we've got what did I say? I can't remember what I said, but, you know, basically this is more than enough. We've got, I think, 15 quid since I said something about some sort of time. So yeah, I think it was quarter. We're going to do 2 hours basically for the 15 quid. Thanks, guys. So we can thank this amazing human for the first 5, and then of course Debbie, as always. Debbie is just an absolute delight. She's obviously not too triggered about my reflection on her personality and heat. Debbie's an absolute love and wonder and just amazing human being. So she's put a tenner in, and yeah, we'll go to that. Will take us to 2 hours, and of course, if you want it to go to 2.5, then let's get another 20 in. Just a tenner will be fine for half an hour, actually. Another tenner for 2.5 hours, but we're going to do 2 hours, so let's just enjoy that. And that has paid for my subscription. Wicked, thanks, guys. That's amazing. Yeah, it gave me the option of to pay for a year or to pay for a month, and the old Tom would have definitely paid for a year because it's considerably cheaper. But the new Tom just realizes that, oh my God, I'm shifting all the time and life is changing all the time. And I don't know if I'll even be a YouTuber in a month. I think I will. I'm fairly certain I will, but who knows? So yeah, I just signed up for a month for £20. Yeah, otherwise you're just going to lose them. So Debbie's saying, yeah, you've got to meet people at their level. Yeah, it's, you know, I mean, this has been my greatest challenge all my life, you know, because obviously I'm levels above pretty much everyone. So, and I always have been. But I didn't know it for a long time. So I was just like, why do I trigger everyone? And then, of course, you assume that you're a horrible person or that you're doing something wrong. Or, you know, when I first started this self-work journey, it was so that I could have friends. That's what I thought. You know, I thought like, oh, there's obviously something wrong with me. I obviously, you know, I'm horrible, a bad person. And if I do this self-work stuff, drink ayahuasca and stuff, then maybe I'll start to know how to speak to people and they'll be my friend. But I soon realized that oh no, actually, like, I'm too good for most people, and they're heavily triggered just by my presence without me even saying anything. Like, I mean, Demon Dad's a great example of that. Demon Dad, the minute he saw me, like, he just couldn't look at me, couldn't even look at me. Because obviously it's energetic, it's aura. Like, he doesn't know that. He'll just come up with some story like, oh, I don't like that guy because I don't like his tattoo or something stupid. But actually what's happening is his aura is like feeling my light. His darkness is feeling my light. The demon inside him is feeling my light. And yeah, and then that's the reaction. So if you want to help people, if you want to awaken people, you do have to meet them on their level. Otherwise, they're just going to get triggered and get defensive. And obviously, now that I'm stepping into, we'll just use the word coaching, but, you know, it's much more than that. yeah, like I really, it's basically my biggest focus in life is how can I help people and meet them, but also take them to the next level. So you've got to give them a bit of a next level, but you can't give too much because then they'll get defensive. It's a dance. It's just a dance. And you basically learn by triggering people. You learn, and you also in that process realize that triggering is teaching as well. But and that's fine for the masses. That's fine for people watching my YouTube channel, and it's fine for the people next to or around who I spoke to earlier. I don't care if I trigger them. But when someone's paid you £50, it's very different. You want them to leave with an opening, with more realizations, with less delusion, but also feeling like you've held them and had compassion for them. And it's a mega skill. It's a mega skill, and this is why I'm only just starting to get to the point where I feel I can really do it. So before I feel like I've been able to do it in men's groups, but men's groups are very, and but to have female clients, it's just a whole nother ball game. But it seems to be going really well. And Debbie, you're a shining example of that. And what you realize when you're in this walking together is what it is. But just to be clear for the chat, like teacher pupil role, or awful language, not how I see it at all. But just to be clear, so people can understand what I'm talking about. When you're in, oh shit, what was I going to say? It's gone. So Lee on essential oils, just ensure that the oil is actual and not man-made. The vaporizing from the diffuser is also good to allow the oils to enter the vessel. Brilliant. That's what I thought. Right, yeah, and I especially out here, I imagine. I imagine like how. Yeah, that's interesting actually because now here's a good example. So in my last flat, which was really nice, and you're going to see it in 2 videos time on this channel, it had a sewage problem. Like it stank of shit. It really did. It stank of shit. So obviously I mentioned it to the landlady, and they deny it. They're like, we can't smell it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you honestly that dead? I mean, to be fair, when we came in, it wasn't too strong. Like it came and went, but come on, guys. Come on, guys. Sensors. Do you remember those 5 sensors you're supposed to have? So they provided me with a candle holder with water on top of it and essential oils, and they didn't. And also this guy in the sauna. Right, let me try and finish that story. And it just smelled. It didn't smell like natural to me. But I didn't even think about it. I was just like, oh, it's an essential oil. It's fine. But of course, it would have been fake. It would have been from China, wouldn't it? And then I went into a sauna. So Sauna Man, who you'll meet on English Refugee, who I've got quite pally with. I go in and I'm like, oh my God, he sprayed something in here. Like, what the fuck? I'm sitting in something that's supposed to detoxify and I'm breathing in chemicals. So I go, point at the water, what is? And he shows me essential oil. So I just go, oh, okay, great. But I was like, this smells terrible. I should trust myself. Obviously it was from China. Fuck's sake. Oh, let's just see what percentage we're on. 11. Fuck me, it's touch and go. It is touch and go whether I'm going to get an English refugee video out. It's not looking good, actually. I guess I could just schedule it and trust that there's not going to be any copyright issues or anything like that. But very rarely is. It's just if I'm in a cafe that's playing some disgusting music. So the chat seems to be talking about takeout food. I'm not quite sure how we got there. Yeah, but again, for me, this actually just reinforces what I'm saying. Like, that's not natural. That's not the way it should be. Something's happened. Something has happened to you in the heat as a child, I imagine, that has caused such a visual, is that visual? Such a strong reaction. You know, to the point where your brain doesn't function. Like, I'm not saying this isn't true. This is true for you, but why is it true? What's happened to make you have such an extreme reaction? Now, of course, there's a chance that certain bodies are just, yeah, no, I'm not going to go down that line. Like, there's something in this. There's something in this. It's too strong. It's too strong. It's too strong a reaction. It's not natural. It's not. It's not coherent. It's, I don't know if that's quite the right word. I'm struggling for language again tonight, but it's a traumatic reaction. It's over the top. It's and also you're essentially underneath all your layers, and this goes for everyone. I'm not speaking about you here. You're a loving, gorgeous being that, of course, loves everything natural. And okay, there is the whole they've switched for something. You know, that does confuse things a little bit. But you know, there's no way that a human being doesn't appreciate the sun unless there's been a traumatic event that has caused such a strong reaction to the point where it gets physical. And like this is how trauma works. Like it can, you know, it your ego, like so let's just say hypothetically, in the sunshine, something terrible happened to you as a child. And don't forget, something terrible can just be your mother being, you know, I won't say anymore, but when you're 3 years old, for example. So the ego sees that as death, like that crushing you may have had as a child in the sun. To the ego, that was the worst thing that ever happened to it. So it will do everything to avoid that again, to the point where it will shut you down when the sun shines, because it associates sun with whatever happened. Relatable. Liz, I haven't eaten out for years now, people and kids get on my nerves. Also can't stand driving in the UK. I'm always behind a div in a micro. Not English. Just look at the people who drive micros. Yeah, there you go. Not English. Yeah. Yeah, relatable. I mean, I think the driving is no, yeah, it's true. It's true. It's getting much worse. Is a bit OTT potentially right now, but I hear you and I feel you. The restaurants I totally agree with. Totally agree with. Like what since the Great Separation, well, we know the plaster got ripped off, and we really saw, you know, how deluded people were. So obviously 2020. It's just become unbearable to be around them. You know, like you know, I used to, you know, have preferences and see people, you know, I would probably just call them boring or maybe stupid. Yeah, I mean, I was awake before 2020. I was probably using the word unconscious only a couple of years before, to be fair. But now it's like, oh, like the separation is so strong. And obviously, you know, everything that's happened since 2020. And how can you not have a resentment to people who are playing along to Agenda 2030 and enslavement and calling it in and not just calling it in? Like I get people in my comments like saying, you know, I'm gonna get you blacklisted, I'm gonna, you know, like they try to destroy good people. You know, like, how can you not have a strong reaction to that? So yeah, I totally agree. Oh, good man. Like I'm sorry if you got banned for, you know, and I bet, you know, like I say, very rarely ban people, so it's hard to understand how you got banned unless you were completely vile. But yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'll give you another chance. You seem sound. Spen, there's a vegan called Goji Man, and when someone quits veganism for dietary problems, they'll say, "Did you even send your poo to a Goji Man?" I mean, Goji Man. Oh, Goji's a berry, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I was gonna say it sounds a bit demonic. 12%. Fuck me, man. What a nightmare this is. The Goji Man. Fuck me. Yes, I got it, Spen. I got it. I understand. I understand. So has he just released a video? I don't feel like I've seen a new video in the last 2 days, certainly. That man, so this is Jesse again, Jesse P. Watson. Everyone needs to subscribe to him, unless you're just disgusting. That man and his horse is honestly the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Before that, as much as I dislike him now, I would say the Awakened Brave and Gifty, his squirrel, was probably one of the most beautiful things I'd ever seen. But Jesse, I mean, obviously Jesse is just, you can't even compare the two men. But Jesse and his, you know, because squirrel is, you know, that's fucking cool as well. But you know, horses are so complex. You know, like it takes a real master, a real leader of a man to have a relationship with a horse or a woman, of course. You know, dogs are so easy, but horses are just very, very complex. And I just love how he's like, you can't be woke with a horse. You know, horses are very hierarchical, and if you want equality with a horse, you're effed. He's great, man. He's just great. Just great. I so hope he's released a new video, and I so hope I can watch it after his live. Except on Tua Gorican will end up watching my own live back. For some reason, I don't watch any of my videos. Any of my videos. Not none. I never have. But I do watch the lives back, and I really enjoy it. Okay, here's Lee with free will. We have the choice of free will until we don't anymore. And then we have another set of free will, except the choices become more narrow or focused. So I take that to mean this is what we have to do with these comments. Or what I have to do, because I'm stupid. We have choice of free will. Until we don't anymore. So I can only understand that through my life experiences as, although I don't think I ever had free will when I was unconscious because I was just going along with the crowd. But, you know, essentially I had free will until I surrendered, and now the universe basically decides for me and shows me and guides me very quickly and dramatically, you could say harshly, but obviously that's beautiful as well. Okay, so when I burnt my ganja by mistake, but on purpose, I had free will. I could have gone and got some more, but I know what will happen if I do that. You know, obviously it came up like, go and get some. And I was like, well, if I do that, I will, you know, who knows what the will be, but I know something will happen. Basically, the universe is clearly saying to me, it's time to stop. And if I resist that, then it will give me another lesson, but it won't be as easy as it just burning it. It will be, you know, very clear. So to give you an example, in Thailand, it was very clear. I was opening 3 businesses at once, all of which were illegal. And I was about to lose, you know, way more money than I did. And the universe was like, slow down, slow down, slow down, clearly sending me so many signs to slow down, slow down. And I was like, no, I'm the esoteric entrepreneur. Fuck you. So I had a massive bike crash where I couldn't move, so I had to slow down. So I honestly, what came up for me was, if I go and get some now, I will have a bike crash on my way back. The universe will make it very clear. It gave me a nice lesson. It showed me very nicely, and it won't be as nice next time. It might not be as extreme as a bike crash, but it won't be as nice next time. I know that from experience. So for me, yes, I had free will in that moment, but I didn't really have free will because I know what will happen if I choose my free will. So I think that might be what he means by "until we don't anymore," by which I think he might mean that we learn to value what we're shown over our egoic desires. And then we have another set of free will, except the choices become more narrow or focused. So I think that is, once you are aligned to some degree, I can choose whether I live in a city or a forest. But actually the choice is very narrow. It clearly has to be the forest. Like, the city isn't an option. It's just not an option. Clearly not an option. So I think that's what Lee means. Something like that, anyway. Ooh, Gabamete. This is interesting. A bit too big. That's my only concern, but everything he says is spot on. But I just worry about these people that blow up. I did Gabamate's compassionate inquiry therapy, and they got me to draw a photo of an alarm and taught me to connect this alarm and learn to get comfortable with this danger type feeling. And they draw a photo of an alarm and taught me to connect to this alarm to learn to get comfortable with this danger type feeling. I don't get it. I don't get it. I really rate Gabor Mate. Like I say, he blew up, so he's probably eating babies. However, everything he says is absolutely spot on. What does he even talk about? Trauma, doesn't he? He talks about trauma. It's just so long since I've listened to him, but I remember being like, "Oh yeah, this guy's on it." But he was kind of like after Jordan Peterson, and the next Jordan Peterson was just, and obviously Jordan Peterson is definitely part of the club, even though what he says is pretty much great, all of it, most of it, 90% of it. Gabor Mate, everything I've heard, I totally agree with. But I don't understand this alarm thing. You'd have to break that down a bit more for me to be able to speak into it. I mean, so you're saying it didn't really do much. The thing is, if you're doing, I don't know, man. How I can't possibly speak about his courses without doing one myself, but they are going to be aimed at the masses because he's mass. Very different, for example, for like doing a one-on-one with a shadow worker. Does anyone know one of them? Where it's like totally tailored to you. So obviously he's hitting the masses. It's really about money, although that doesn't mean there's no value in what he's offering. And it's going to be, well, I don't know. I haven't done the course, but for me, it's going to be aimed at the lowest end of the spectrum. I mean, I don't understand this alarm thing, but I can tell you it sounds crap. I mean, I would need it breaking down more to really be able to say, but it sounds very basic. It sounds like, proper baby steps. But, maybe that's, the type of people that are doing his courses. Because what he's doing, yeah, it will be, because he's literally introducing, if I remember right, what he talks about, he's literally introducing the concept of trauma to people. That your actions are based on your past traumas. And it's like very like just making people aware of that. And he speaks about it very well, to the point where it's hard to believe anyone could listen to it and not acknowledge this is trauma, and trauma as a child affects you as an adult. So it's going to be crap like draw an alarm. True, very, very, very true. The problem with a lot of therapy is it. So Debbie sacked her therapist when she started with me after one session, and her, you know, she'd been working with her therapist for a year on removing the mask and making no progress because her therapist was a libtard essentially. And then a therapist sent her to a group session, and rightfully so. You know, Debbie just saw them all for what they are, which was, you know, so basically this group session was just a survival group. It was like, you know, people just surviving through socializing and chat basically. And there was one particular person that she mentioned who, in her share, just talks about buying a cake from Tesco or something, just totally meaningless and boring. So Debbie then goes back to a therapist and is like, listen, stupid people. And the therapist is like, can you find a nicer way of saying that? And Debbie's like, well, I thought we were working on taking off this mask, and now you're telling me to put the mask back on. And this therapist was just like, I didn't know what to say. So yeah, like if you're going to a therapist who, you know, believes that diversity is our strength, just, need I say any more? One look at Gabor Mate and I see depression pouring out of his every pore. He's a lovely guy though. Was same first time I saw Jordan Peterson, just oozing depression. I think there's a lot of judgment in there. I think there's a lot of projection. I think there's also some truth. You know, it's the normie low IQ perspective to assume that therapy leads to happiness. Happiness doesn't exist. Happiness is a fleeting emotion like every other emotion. If you're aiming to consistently be happy, I mean, you'll see in my latest videos, you know, like there is so much joy in my energy and so much happiness. But then there's also moments where I'm sat here like, oh God, oh, it's just me in nature and there's nothing, you know, like I have to feel it all. And like, so if you're as intelligent as either of those two men, I'm much better off speaking about Jordan Peterson because I know him much better. Then of course you're going to be realistic, which I think is what you're really seeing. It's not depression. And now Jordan Peterson has definitely had bouts of depression, but again, he's not actually awake. You know, like he's interested in Jesus and the Bible. I mean, he works for them every time club, so it's, you know, it's kind of, the whole point is mute. But he's not actually conscious. He's very intelligent. So yeah, of course he's depressed. And you know, intelligence is a curse, especially if you're not conscious. So I think it's true that he suffers from depression, but to see that as a negative, of course it's a negative for Jordan Peterson, but to see that as like, oh well, I can't learn from him, that's ridiculous. Because actually, you know, intelligence and depression go hand in hand until you awaken. So I think, if I'm honest, I think you have a fairly low IQ and you're projecting onto somebody that has a much higher IQ. Would you like to send me some money now? But you should, because it's true and it should help you. But instead, you'll probably get triggered and then hate me. But that's fine. I don't care. Spen, Tom, have you read? I don't read. Have you read Simulacra and Simulation? The situation with even the essential oils being fake sums the book's point up well. No, I haven't, mate, so I can't comment. Sounds interesting, man. Yeah, I mean, when you get to a point where essential oils are fake, then it's fucked in it. Oh, weird. Oh, wow. Thanks, guys. Oh, thank you, guys. Scabhead is phoning £1.50. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated. Debbie, another £2. Oh my God, it's Husang down in the garden. Woo. You're going to go and dance in it, Debbie. Awesome. All right, so can someone remind me what I said? What I've committed to in the chat? I'm not with it today. Did I commit to 2? Did I commit to 2.5? What have we had? Oh, it's been quite good. Stephen came straight in with a 72p. Appreciate it. I find it funny, actually. I like it. So we'll call that a quid. So 6, 7, 12, 22, Oh my God, I can't even do maths tonight. Wow, what is happening? My maths is usually great. 22, 23.50, 25.50. So it feels like 2 hours would be adequate for 25 quid. But did I say 2.5? I think my trauma was living in Thailand for years in 40-degree plus heat. I struggle with the heat now, mainly because of the dog, I think. I'm not commenting on that. Oh, we got to the end of the chat. But I'm going to have a little stretch. I feel like I need something. What do I need? I need some juice or something like that. Oh, I've got a coconut down there. Right, I'm going to have a little stretch because my back's starting to hurt. I'm going to grab a coconut, try and get some interesting stuff in the chat, and we'll try and keep going. 15%. Oof. Ooh. So I think there will be an English refugee video today, but expect it a bit later. Expect it about 7 p.m. UK time. Yeah, so this is an issue with doing a long live is, you know, I've got nowhere to fucking sit. And I'm getting pins and needles in my car. Oh, fucking hell. Let's just try it like this for a bit with straight legs. I can't reach you. No, my back's full. Let's try and lie down for a bit. Oosh, oosh, oosh. Hush, hush, hush. That reminds me of ayahuasca ceremonies. Okay, thanks, Lee. That's great. That's good news. Yeah, unless there's a considerable amount of money, like 20 quid, we'll stop at 2 hours. Also, my head's just not working today. Like, it's just not happening. I can't speak and I can't do maths. Like, if I can't, you know, not speaking, like, okay, you know, that happens, but not doing maths, that doesn't happen to me. Maths is like very, very easy for me. And it's not me being arrogant, because I could also give an example of something that's not easy for me, like speaking other languages. I definitely think, whilst I'm a great believer in but essentially talent doesn't exist and it's all about mastery. So you know, being an expert at something requires 10,000 hours is a theory that's put forward, which, you know, resonates with me. You know, so for example, the reason I'm so good with dogs is, one, because they're so logical for an intelligent person. It's so fucking easy. But also because I worked with them for fucking 5 years. I worked with 50 dogs a day for 5 years. So I've done 10,000 hours with dogs. I'm an expert. But there is something about just having certain gifts. So like I clearly am gifted mathematically, but absolutely not when it comes to language. I can't even speak my own language. Like I can't speak. I can't even say R's. So when it comes to someone else's language, I'm so handicapped. I would have to like dedicate every fiber of my being towards like trying to learn a few words, which is why I just don't bother. I mean, to be fair, I mean, it has taken, you know, I've been here 6 months. I think I got to 5 words now. And I've noticed, you know what, in the last, you know, since my heart opened, I'm much more desirous to learn some words. Not the language. I'm never going to fucking delude myself to thinking that I could ever learn the language. And why would I? Because I'm going to be moving around the world all the time. Like, can you imagine dedicating yourself? I mean, there is that guy beginning with S on YouTube, massive, like million subscribers or something like that. Who literally go like, so this is what I mean by gifted. Like, this guy's brain, obviously opposite to mine. I imagine he's probably not very good at maths, but fuck me, he picks up languages, unbelievable. Like, he'll go to China and learn the language, and then he'll go to fucking Egypt and learn the language. Like, it's just mental. But it's obviously his gift, and he works at it. Harley music. Has anyone checked out our Harley's music yet? When I get a bit better at this, I will start bringing up profiles and plugging the supporters. But yeah, thank you, Harley. You seem to donate pretty much every live. What an amazing person. Hey Tom, don't know if you've checked out Tyler Oliveira. I know him, yeah, of course. And Two Mad Explorers. I've seen them. I remember seeing their English one where they started in their phone box. They're funny. I'm just not into that sort of content anymore. So I can't even picture Two Mad Explorers, but I know of them. Can't comment on them. Reporting on what's happening in Ireland with migration. The fact that you're speaking about Two Mad Explorers in the same breath as Tyler Oliveira, I mean, these are top YouTubers. Not you know, for me, Jesse P. Watson and Lee are the best YouTubers. But obviously, I mean, like, in terms of the masses, and also, and that's not a criticism in any way. It's you know, they are doing God's work on one level. So the answer is no. I haven't seen any of it. I don't think I will. I'm just not there anymore, man. Like, I don't want I don't want to look at a screen. I never, ever, ever want. I hate looking at screens. So their content, you have to watch it. You can't listen to it. So that basically rules me out straight away. Now, recently, you know, it wasn't the case a month ago. But highly, highly, you know, mad respect for Tyler Oliveira, and I would imagine if you enjoy watching Charlie Veach, you should definitely check out Tyler Oliveira. He's another level. And Fred now works for him. And Fred's amazing. I love Fred. He's such a great guy. Very intelligent. I love it when Fred speaks. Scabhead has got something to say about Ike. Ike and Physics. Well, you can't put them in the same bracket. I mean, they're like, well, maybe you can actually. Maybe you can. Let me read your comment first. Have both spoken about the possibility that we're living in a holographic world. Do you think there could be any truth in that? So Brian Cox is absolutely works for them every time club. Like these, so Ike probably does, but for me, these are complete other ends of the spectrum. You've got Brian Cox who's just trying to brainwash everyone and teach them that, you know, space exists, and, you know, just absolute delusion and clevery. And then you've got Ike who's, you know, the other end of the spectrum. But they could, but I would, if I was to, I mean, Brian Cox is just no question. If I was to gamble my life on it, I would say Ike is part of a club too, just because he's too big. I think he's a gatekeeper. Anyway, let's answer your question. Yeah, of course. I mean, anything's possible, but really, it's just consciousness playing out. You know, all these stories are of fear, which makes me think that Ike is part of a club. Because essentially, you know, if you're listening to David Icke, you're going to be in fear vibration because it's not good news. So I don't hold on to this. I don't, you know, so, and again, this comes from wanting to know, it comes from the mind, it comes from external. It's never going to lead you anywhere. That doesn't mean it's not interesting to talk about. It doesn't mean it's not a crucial part of the journey. It doesn't mean it's a part that you can skip. It doesn't mean I'm criticizing it in any way. It was my focus for many years, but it's just not my focus anymore. But yeah, of course it's possible. Anything's possible. But I don't believe it. It's not my framing for this existence. I find Gabba to be high IQ and with high emotional intelligence too, less so Peterson, more formula driven. Like I knew it. I knew they were gonna have to get triggered and project. Bless them. Yeah, yeah, I totally agree. Dogs are amazing, but yeah, dogs are always just going to be the best. But I'm starting to want to challenge myself and develop relationships with animals that aren't easy to develop relationships with. Um, so the three that come up for me are squirrels, crows. Now crows are unbelievable. We'll talk about them in a minute, and horses. Um, or any sort of, like a gorilla would be fucking. Or an elephant. Oh my god, I need an elephant. But I've got to master horses before I even contemplate spending time with an elephant. Um, I had something to say. Elephants, horses. What was I going to say? Crows. Fuck me. You know it's illegal to have a relationship with a crow. Why do you think that is? I don't know is the answer. But I know someone who does, and I watched their video, and I can't remember what they said. Crows are magical beings. Crows are in all ancient everything. Like ancient societies highly valued the crow. I can't quite remember why. Something to do with spirit. Oh fuck, what are they? Oh, I've forgotten. But they're basically amazing. It's illegal to own a crow. It's illegal to have a relationship with a crow because basically, what is it? They'll basically bring down the government if we have a relationship with them. But I can't remember how. Fascinating animals. I wish I could remember. Lee, do you know? Let us know. Why a crow? Why can't we have relationships with crows? And what is so amazing about crows? They're highly intelligent and what do they do? Lee, help us out. Go, we got some right women yammering away in the chat. No, I love it. I'm glad you're having fun. Oops. At Scabbard, it gets much deeper. So I think this will be the holographic. It gets much deeper than those two talk about with regards to the holographic, but there is something most certainly underlying that concept deeply, in my humble opinion. There you go. Debbie has a family of crows come to the garden because you're away, shower. And it shouts my daughter from back. Yeah, honestly, you develop a relationship with them. Like they're incredible animals. I'm so frustrated that I can't remember what it is. It's not even that long ago that I watched this thing about crows. And the most enlightened man I've ever had in my life consistently, the guy that I did the community center with, Steve, he had relationships with crows and wanted to further it. So that tells me a lot. Can you imagine walking around with a crow on your shoulder? Like you would clearly be the coolest person ever. Yeah, it's more than this. It's more than this. It's proper. Like that. But it's more like it's literally legal to own a crow or have a relationship with a crow, and there's a very good reason for it. And I forget what it is. It's more than this. It's more than this. But that is also true. Just checking. Okay, it could be Lee giving us an answer. I don't know why he won't just put it in the chat. No, it's not. Oh shit! Keep it on YouTube, otherwise it will never load up. It makes such a difference whether you have the app open or not. 18%. Fuck me, man. I think I'll just get it out. There's not going to be a description bit. I hope none of you are boring enough to try and read it. All my descriptions are AI anyway, and people, I get people criticizing me on the description. I'm like, I haven't even read it. It's for the algorithms. Like, why are you reading the description? Stop being such a fucking boring twat. All right, thanks for joining us, Liz. It's always great to have you with us. Thanks for showing him love, Tom. Hope the dog will be okay. And bye to all the ladies. is for the chit-chatting. Thanks, Liz. Oh, we've got to the bottom of the chat. Another 6 minutes. Oh, Harley did chuck a vibe in. I'm happy to go on. I've got to wait for that fucking video anyway. So I'm happy to do another hour if I got another 20 quid. I suppose with our Harley's fiver, we'll go on to 2 hours 15. If we can get another 20 quid, then we'll do the 3 hours. But I do also need the chat. And I don't just mean women fucking yammering away to each other. I mean people asking me questions. But of course you yammer away as well. That's very welcome. This chat is this space is created for people to use how they want, really, as long as they're not vile. But in terms of, helping me keep the live going, it's good if you ask me questions. I want to know about Odin, Lee. So, right. So Simon, right. So someone's mentioned Simon Thompson. Let me go up a bit. Oh, and all sorts of Odin. Oh my God. Right. This is interesting. So I've stopped listening to anything political. But the last political person I did listen to was Simon Tomlinson. Just seeing if there's any crow stuff. It's hard because there's just lots of chat. Right, okay. I feel like I've missed a Simon Tomlinson comment. All right, so the last person I listened to was Simon Tomlinson. Tomlin. If you are still politically minded, I would recommend his channel, which is The Daily Agenda. I mean, my God, that guy has been involved in politics for so long. He was massively involved in the BNP. That guy can really break stuff down on that level. And he worships something called Odin, which I think is, well, he says it's the true religion of Europe, of the Anglo, I think. And I feel like I want to say it might be pagan, but I don't know. But I'm interested because I respect him. But also, I just think, it's clearly not going to be a deity. It's just not how this shit works. So I'm not really interested anymore. But I would like to learn who Odin is and all that. All sorts on crows. Odin's all-seeing eye were crows, mooning and hooning, as for instance. Lee, can you send me a voice note about Odin? Not for the chat, just to enlighten me. So yeah, Simon Tomlinson is an Odinist, but I don't know. I don't have anything I can say about it. Wotan, the All-Father, equals Odin, all the same. Okay, so this sounds really good. This kind of sounds like consciousness, maybe. Like the All. Would it fit in with oneness, or is it like a deity like Jesus? Obviously not like Jesus, but a thing that we're supposed to worship that's not of us. Can you answer those questions, please, Lee, and anybody else? Yeah, it's more than symbolized, though, in it. Maybe I've gone over the top. Maybe I was like super high when I listened to this podcast, but I'm sure it was like physical. I'm sure it was like. But yeah, I also, I also acknowledge that everything you're saying is absolutely true. But it's more than symbolize. It's like they have the ability. But this is what it is. It's along these lines. They have the ability to see through illusions, and somehow they make humans aware of it. And I can't remember how they do that. I just can't stand people like this who just dismiss. I mean, the word cult. What do you think society is? You absolute knob. Like, what do you think culture is? There's no bigger cult than what you're fucking part of. So to criticize people who are delving into depths and just dismissing it as a cult because it's frankly beyond your fucking pathetic IQ is just the height of patheticness. In fact, we're going to get rid of you. I just can't be asked with people like that. I mean, I'll just put you in a timeout.
It's a bit harsh because you might just be stupid. And I don't want to block people just for being stupid. But also, it's fucking I hate stupid people. Simon Tomlin is interesting. Was talking about his life story the other week. He's definitely made of tough stuff. I'd like to hear his life story. He's very interesting. He's, this is why he is the only person worth listening to politically, because he's not of the political sphere. He's not telling you voting is going to work, I don't think. I mean, he kind of is, because he wants to start a party, doesn't he? Yeah, I mean, he still believes in democracy fundamentally. I don't know if he does, actually. I think he knows that they're all shards. Yeah, I mean, he knows Rupert Lowe. Yeah, I know. He is worth listening to. He's good. He's really good. Definitely made of tough stuff, man. I mean, he's got a really horrible illness, hasn't he? What is it? Begins with C. Crohn's. So I don't think he's going to be around too much longer by what I've heard him say. But he still talks about beating the shit out of people. That guy is fucking, that guy has had some right fights, in every sense of the word. But yeah, I thought so. So it is pagan or kind of pagan. Oh yeah, that kind of rings a bell. A Viking god of some sort, potentially. Yes, if you're interested in paganism, Thomas Sheridan is the best person I've come across. Unfortunately, you just think we're on a spinning ball there. But don't let that bother you. Don't let that bother you. He's really good. We're trying to work it out, Debbie. I'm not quite sure what he said. Well, yes, that. But then what does that mean? Yeah, culture. Culture. Oh my God, like speaking to Lee, you realize like every word, I've known a lot of words for a long time, but there's, like realize, real eyes, but it's like every single one. What were the new ones that had just like become fucking obvious to me? No thing, but there's, oh God, I can't remember them, but you can do this with so many words in the English language, which obviously is, why it's the one that got pushed around the world. Oh, it says Tutti Frutti was banned. I thought I just put them in a timeout. That seems a bit harsh, but it's probably for the best. Proper spaz. Yeah, I think so. Thanks, Lee. Thanks for joining us, man. Much appreciated. Oh, he's got a video called My Pagan Path. Right, yeah, I'm sure that's a good one. He's great. I listen to him. I really like him. I don't agree with everything he says, but that's great. I don't want to agree with everything he says. I want to be challenged. Thanks for confirming. Definitely not a shill. I mean, if there's anyone I can feel confident is not a shill, it's Simon Tomlin. You can tell by the amount of subs he has, clones he has. Yeah, actually, you're right. Any shill has lots of subs, but it's more than that. It's, what you've got to ask yourself, like when you're trying to decipher if someone's a shill, what are they shilling? What's their gatekeeping? What are they hiding from you? So I was thinking obviously about myself, and there is one thing people could accuse me of. What was it? Oh yeah. So people could believe that Rupert Lowe is the answer, and I'm a shill that's trying to stop you voting for Rupert Lowe. That's it. I think that's the only thing. I haven't had it. Oh, it's since I stopped Not Today Satan. When I did Not Today Satan, I got called a shill all the time, and I was like, "What do people think I'm shilling? Like, what am I keeping? And the only thing I could come up with was they still believe in the voting system, so they think that I'm trying to stop people doing that. Oh God, right, you're gonna go as well. Like, what do you mean behave like cult followers? Like, what? They're passionate about him. You mean they're not retarded and they didn't go to university? Like, fuck off. You are banned. What a fucking That's Todd! Yes, Debbie. Exactly. You fucking tell her. Well, I don't know. Let's see what percent it's on. It's an hour long, and I've got shit internet. 20%. Yeah, most likely. Why? It's not 5 o'clock yet, is it? No, it's not 5 o'clock. I still have my laptop set to UK time, which is really handy in terms of releasing videos. I've just seen I need to grab my charger. What's it? How's this gonna work? Put my phone in. Otherwise, there will be no English refugee. So I'm a bit confused why you've asked that question, because you've either already heard the answer, because I've already spoke about it, and if you haven't heard the answer, I don't understand why you'd ask it, because I release one every day, other than like, you know, thinking the last 30 days has been one day where I haven't. So the intention is to release one. It's currently uploading. It's over an hour long. Internet shit. So I would say expect it about 7 p.m. UK time. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's a big part of common law, that, isn't it? So when the police say, "Do you understand?" you can't say yes. You have to. I can't remember what it is you have to say, but it's something like "I have heard you" or something like that. And they're desperate to get you to say it. Yeah, they'll keep going. Yeah, do you understand? You can't. Once you say you understand, you're under their control. Albus has a bit of information. Because the internet's shit. Odinists often go into a forest and make offerings on a wee altar they make with forest stuff. They ask Odin for help in situations in their life. But yeah, I mean, it feels pretty dumbed down, to be honest. And, you know, I think there'll be a lot more going on than that. But I'm sure that is the physical thing. But, you know, once you understand surrender and, you know, but the fact they go into a forest, the fact, you know, it all feels very natural. I'm just not into a deity. I think once you, I'm going to wait until Lee explains it to me, and then I'll come back and see what I think about it. You've never, I think that, oh my God. Rachel is surprised that she didn't ban her. You know, maybe when I did the retard rant about you, and I was highly triggered because I was placing my self-worth on your awakening, which obviously is stupid because you're very unlikely to awaken. I'd also like, why would I place my self-worth on other people's journeys? Well, because I was still too of the ego and making it matter, making other people's journeys matter to me, and just not loving myself, you know, just focusing on the external, like my comments and the people in my comments, rather than, you know, dancing in the forest and opening my heart. But I don't think you were ever close to being banned. You've never been vile or nasty. You've been, oh, there was the time where you got all like trying to create drama with the Awake and Brave, then trying to make me jealous, saying things like, I watch the Awake and Brave now, and I was just like, good. I think he's more suited to you because you're addicted to drama. Fantastic. But obviously you're coming from a perspective of desperation. So, you know, jobs create this. So if you work a job, all you know is selling your soul, and all you know is being fake. So you assume that I'm going to react to you watching him over me, but obviously, you know, that means nothing to me. But you can't. You maybe you're starting to grasp that now, but you know, for you, like that would be horrendous. So you assume it is for me, but you know, obviously for me, it's just like okay, bye, Vito. But no, I don't think you're ever near to. You've never been vile. You've just been pathetic. You've been a drama queen. You've been desperate for attention. You still are desperate for attention. But you've never been vile. Albus looks online. Often shills have companies you don't know about. Check company's house. Then often tells you a lot. Hard to go into it as not enough room to say in a comment. Yeah, that's interesting. I've had a few people feel about me, not about being a shill, just about trying to ridicule me because it was a year where I opened about 8 businesses and never did anything with them. Like, as in, sorry, I registered 8 businesses. I had all these ideas basically. Registered 8 businesses and never did anything. So people can look on my company's house record, and also there's not bankruptcy, there's liquidation on there. But you know, all they're trying to do is shame me and like, oh, isn't he a loser? Like, because they don't realize that actually failure is the most enlightening thing in the world. Oh, because everyone needs to call you stupid. Everyone needs to call you stupid because you are stupid. So this channel is very honest, and stupid people think honesty is rudeness. Why are you here though? Like, I don't get it. I blocked you. But yeah, everyone needs to call you stupid because it's true, and we say what's true here. We don't worry about offense. We don't do this. We're not brainwashed into being tolerant. Be tolerant while your country is invaded. No, no, no. It's time to stand up to evil. It's time to stand up against illusion. It's time to stand up against stupid fucking CUNTs. Fuck you. Get off my channel, you stupid cunt. Yes, it's perfectly designed to hook in. We spoke about this the other day, but the fact that it's the most popular sport in the world means you are correct. Because everyone's retarded, except for the people in this chat and a few others. And not all the people in this chat, clearly. As Tutti Frutti is determined to prove with her stupidity. I assume it's a her, but you know, men are that stupid as well, but it's usually a woman. Especially when they're getting offended over like truth. Oh, I mean, so do men, but this whole like rude thing, which is basically what she didn't use that word, but it's what her comment was suggesting. That's very much female. Usually, of course, there's many very retarded males as well. There's just as many retarded males, but they react differently. Like when people get upset, you just use a rude word, basically. You know, it's liberal women are basically just the worst people in the world. You know, like most men who are dumb have just been completely demoralized and they've just like given up. Whereas women are actually still like active with progressive politics and liberalism and that is beautiful. Like, you know, women have been so badly indoctrinated by feminism that they'll get offended by what I just said. But as you'll see in, well, not many of you will see, but some of you will see in the video that I recorded with a body worker today, like, you know, the feminine role is so important and so beautiful and just as important as the masculine role, but the male role. But sadly, they got told that it wasn't. You know, they got told that going to work was important, that having an opinion was important, being involved in politics was important. When actually looking after your children and you know providing for them and creating the home and the loving environment is clearly far more important. So women have been attacked massively and are therefore stupid. And it's very easy to attack women because they're very emotional, which obviously is a positive thing if it's utilized in the right way. But obviously, what the powers that shouldn't be have done is has taken their emotional makeup and used that against them. Hence, refugees are welcome here. Yes, of course, but it's the consciousness you're coming with. And again, I'm not criticizing. You are going to think I'm criticizing, but I'm not. It's just the truth, and some people are at different stages of the journey, and that's fine. Like, don't get insulted because I'm basically saying you're not enlightened. Like, yeah, you're wise, and compared to the masses, you're very wise, but you're not enlightened, and that shouldn't be an insult. It's just the case. So you're talking about physical stuff. Like, like, okay, great, but I'm not interested in physical stuff. I'm interested in like the metaphysics of it. Spen, sometimes you can talk to someone about stupid people, and the person you're talking to clutches their pills and gets offended. Which I see them as self-IDing as stupid. Perfect. I love Spen. I'm just gonna get some food. And my fucking butt's itching again. Don't tell me I've got worms. Why is my butthole so itchy? Oh god. Fucking itchy bumholes. Has anyone else got an itchy bumhole? Is anyone else brave enough to admit they've got an itchy bumhole? More importantly. Or are we still wearing the mask? The persona, the fakeness. The, oh, I can't say that, people won't like me. Ness. Oh, you're so boring if you're in that category. Get the fucking bumhole out and give it a good scratch. That's what it is. I appreciate that, most of you won't have an itchy bumhole. I don't usually have an itchy bumhole, but it's something I've been suffering with recently, and I took some worming tablets, thought it was over, and it's now itching again. Maybe I need to start using soap. I am starting to think that maybe I need to start using soap. Now, if I'm not smoking ganja, I won't bite my nails. I only ever bite my nails after I smoke. So maybe I don't need to use soap, because I'm assuming that's where I get the worms from when I bite my nails. It's a nice chat for you, isn't it? All these women, they're going to love that. To Tutti Frutti twat. You're rude. You offended me. No. Albus gets it. Albus isn't expecting to, be. I can't even find words to describe how stupid these people are. Not you, Albus. The other side, the Tutti Fruitis. Yeah, I've just taken a massive fucking bill. Now, also, honestly, this latest, so there's 2 more videos, actually. By the time you see the one I'm talking about, we'll probably be, there's going to be a total of 6 videos of my body worker, because I've got 2 more sessions booked. And episode number 4, the latest one that I've just filmed today, is really interesting. Like, we talk about loads of interesting stuff. And a day after I went and took the fucking, poison to get the worms out of my ass, she told me about a herb I could use, and she gave me some, and when you eat it, you're like, oh yeah, this gets rid of worms. Like, you can tell by the taste. Very bitter, very strong. So I've eaten a bit of that today, so maybe that'll get rid of them. And then there's also this. I would quite like to get some ivermectin. Ooh, don't scratch and sniff. Isn't being human fun? Itchy fucking arseholes. I mean, what's that all about? How can I possibly be a god? So, if you're wondering, I'm eating dry bananas with raisins on top. It's a good combination. Obviously, it's not as good as banana and rice. The best interview I've ever seen in my life. Being Somali, sorry, hang on. Being Somalian, it's like, well, it's like bananas and rice. That fucking interview was fucking great. How was that real? Well, obviously it wasn't real because nothing's real. But like, honestly, you're honestly trying to convince us that you should be in our country by telling us that you're like bananas and rice. 3 times in the same 2-minute interview. Just kept talking about bananas and rice. Just all we, well, I can't say anymore. Yeah, totally. But I'm in Vietnam. So Albus is rightly pointing out that there's natural soap. And I would be able to get it in Vietnam. Honestly, I think because everything is poison, I've just gone a bit too far. The pendulum has probably swung a bit too far, and to not be using soap, particularly when there's natural soap out there, is probably too far. But it was it was a reaction to insanity and evil. So I think I'm ready for that pendulum to swing slightly back again and use soap, and particularly if I can find natural soap, which I would be able to. I just haven't tried. So yeah, I agree. I totally agree. Great. Yeah, man. More ass scratching at chat. Okay, I submit. I will try and get some natural soap in my next location. It shouldn't be too difficult to find stuff. In the ass, a botfly in the ass. That sounds horrendous. My understanding of botflies, which is 0. I just remember when I went to Africa when I was 18. People talking a lot about botflies, and my understanding was that they go into wounds. But can they go up your asshole? A botfly in your asshole? So my understanding is they go into a wound, lay eggs, and then you get flies like living under your skin and then burrowing out, and it just sounds fucking horrific. Ha ha! That's the best thing Rachel's ever said. Very good. Sometimes I follow through as well. Fantastic. That's vulnerability. Not many women will be able to admit they shit themselves. A showerhead filter helps. So, what exactly are you talking about? You're talking about something that filters out the poison from the water? Is that what you're referring to? I mean, that's a big level of, it's one thing filtering your tap water, but to be doing it to your shower is amazing. I've never got to that stage, which is probably because, God, like, I mean, it's almost 10 years since I had any stability in terms of where I've lived. I don't think I've lived anywhere, a community centre for 2.5 years, but other than that, in the last 10 years, I have moved like, now it's on a weekly basis, but certainly every 6 months. So I've never really been able to get to that level. But I certainly would have done if we didn't live in an evil society and I could have just stayed in one place. I had a thought once while smoking that I was the only thing that existed and my eyes are projecting, not receiving. Then found out that absolutely. I mean, I was just nodding all the way through that internally, like absolutely, like of course that could be the case. I mean, I think my framing is, and it is just my framing is with no certainty whatsoever, is that this is all consciousness, oneness playing out. So that is true. You are consciousness. And from your perspective, there is nothing else. But You know, we're potentially we're all shards of consciousness, but essentially we're all one. So it is true, but then it would also be true for everyone. Nice. Oh God, it's really bad at bringing comments up. Oh God, aren't they awful? They're definitely one of the worst. Definitely one of the worst. And of course, there's some very good-looking ones as well. YouTube, don't worry. But I personally don't find massive waterfall foreheads. I don't quite know why I said waterfall. It was a reference to size. Foreheads attractive at all. Well, I'm sure some people do, and some people think they're very beautiful. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Oh, Steve's chucked a bit more in. I don't think you're asking legitimate questions. Are you? I mean, really? Do you really need to ask that? I don't even. Yeah, I think you're a demon. Because it's just too retarded to be true, really. Because you're talking as if COVID was a thing, as if viruses exist. They've never isolated a virus. They've never been able to prove that a virus exists. Um, so to me, that means they don't. But of course, I'm just a wacky YouTuber. Don't take anything I say, and always listen to your doctors and your politicians. Yeah, I mean, I just can't even speak into it. I can't take it seriously. Like, I think you're a troll. And that's the only way I can read that you must be trolling because you're speaking about COVID as if it was what they said it was, and that there's a possibility. I mean, we could have flat. I mean, you're even using their language right now. Even you're the first person that's. I mean, it's not actually anything to do with the amount of money. If you'd have put a tenner in, I would be reacting exactly the same. The first time anyone has ever super chatted, and I am not going to answer that because it's just too fucking retarded for words. Oh yeah, Faith in Nature. I used to use that band. Yeah, forgotten all about them, but yeah, I like them. You know what? When I lived in Thailand, so Albert is asking if I use tap water to brush my teeth. Um, so it's a whole nother thing out here. It's probably better actually because they tell us that there's no fluoride in the UK tap water, but look at the people who drink tap water. Clearly, there's fluoride in it. And then maybe out here as well. But basically, out here the problem is it's contaminated, as in they don't have good water systems. I really shouldn't. I really fucking shouldn't. But out of laziness, I do. When I was in Thailand, I didn't because I was proper on this stuff. And it's also, I was chatting to Lee about this today, and he was like, everything you say is true, particularly, deodorant with aluminum in it, and everything you say about chemicals is true. But also, and Jeroen lives like this as well. Like, I can't speak into it because I haven't experienced this yet, but I can intellectually understand what they're saying. But basically, it's all just fear, and it's only true if you fear it. Basically, is what they're saying. So I think that's kind of where I'm at now with this. But like, I don't want to live my life in fear. It's very hard to speak into to people who haven't experienced this, and I'm one of those. So I would imagine, in fact, I know that pretty much everyone. I think actually everyone in this chat is going to struggle with what I'm going to say now, just as I am. Because I haven't experienced it yet, but I am touching upon it. So it's like on this level, let's just say this level, it's absolutely true what I say about deodorants, chemicals, and all that. But yeah, I can't speak into the next level, but I am intellectually aware there is another level where you let go of it all. That's all I can say. And that's where Lee and Jeroen are at. And I don't really see Jeroen as more enlightened than me. I see him actually as we've gone down very different paths within the same path. I see us on about the same level, but yeah, I mean he'll see my blind spots. Basically, I see all his blind spots, and I'm sure and of course he'll see all my blind spots. So there's certain aspects that I feel I'm more advanced than Jeroen on, and there's certain aspects that I feel he's more advanced than me on, and I think on this he's more advanced than me because he's let go of all this. Okay, I think yeah, 2.5 hours. I think honestly, my head's just not fucking working today, but I think I've done enough. I'll just go to the bottom of the chat and make sure there's not anything particularly fantastic. Okay, I'm at the bottom of the chat. Perfect. Oh, this is interesting. I think we'll make this the last one unless someone chucks some money in, and then obviously I'll respond to that and do a bit longer, but I feel like it's come to an end. I asked another channel to test the water in Thailand, and they said it was over 300, yet we think it's safe to drink. What are your thoughts on drinking distilled water? I don't know exactly what distilled water is. So there's what I call dead water, which I think is just yeah, that's what distilled water is. So it's dead water. Like the vibration of water is so important, as the Japanese experiment, and his name is something like Okamoto or Otomoto or something like that. If you just type in Japanese, the vibration of water is huge, but water should never stop moving. Water should always be in flow. So, when you're drinking out of a tap or a bottle, you've got problems. When it's distilled, I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying that distilled water is like just your bog standard water, so not spring water, but any water you buy in a bottle that isn't spring water. It's just like had all its life taken out of it. And that Japanese experiment shows you like the crystalline makeup of water and how important it is. So I think distilled water is terrible. I think you have to be drinking spring water. If you're not drinking spring water, you've got big problems. But even then, you've got problems because it comes in plastic bottles and it's been sat still. So when I was settled in England, when I lived in that community centre, we would go off every week with massive water butts and we'd collect water from the spring as a community and we'd drink it. And anyone who's fucking on it is drinking spring water. Very hard in Southeast Asia, really. I don't know how you do it in Southeast Asia. Like, presumably there are some springs that aren't contaminated, but I was amazed when I lived in Pai, and I was asking everyone like, "Where's the spring?" And no one, there was just no concept of it. And then there's got to be spring water in Dalat. There's got to be. Well, I just obviously with the locals, it's never going to be a thing. But I mean expats, like they don't seem to. I don't know. So I buy spring water, but it's Nestle. Fuck me. And in a plastic bottle. So that's a big concern for me. It's a big concern for me. I think if I settled down here, I would really try and find a spring. If not, I would probably get a reverse osmosis machine and then find a way of putting nutrients in that water. But I'm no expert. So everyone's bigging up distilled water. Maybe it's not what I thought it was. Distilled water is evaporated and collected. So what's this shit then? Is that not distilled water? So this is dead water stuff. That is basically it's tap water that has been depoisonified, so it doesn't have all the like absolute crap in it. Is that not distilled water? Oh, distilling. Yeah, it's like it's the alcohol process. Okay, but I still think everything I say stands, because it's got none of the minerals in it. It's been sat still. So what you're suggesting you would distill tap water? Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah, I mean you just gotta be drinking from a spring. If you're not drinking from a spring, then you're fucked. If you really want the shit, you know, you can survive with distilled water, sure, but are we aiming to survive, or are we trying to be the best versions of ourselves? Yeah, this is actually spot on. Copper piping was massive. Copper piping. Oh yeah, so it kills. It's antibacterial, isn't it? Copper is unbelievable, and it's also. Have you said it? Gets gardeners use copper water in cans. Yeah, it also puts nutrients into the water. It both kills, let's just say bacteria if that exists, and replenish and put nutrients in at the same time. All right, guys, we're done. Big love. Thank you very much for joining me. Actually, let's just give one last shout out to these amazing people. Thank you so much. Not sure about you, Steven. I think you might be a troll, but thank you. You know, I mean, a troll that sends money is probably, you know, okay. Thank you to Getting Sticky Now. I mean, what is that name? What is that name? Thank you to this person. Thank you to Erimus. Where's Erimus from? It sounds, well, I have no idea. Egyptian comes up for me, but I don't know why. Maybe it's because your surname sounds kind of like Camel. Camzel. Thank you so much. Thank you to Debbie as always. What a superstar. What a great supporter. Thank you to Scabhead, a very regular supporter. Very just with extreme generosity. Yeah, regular support from R Hardy Music. Big thanks. All right, thanks guys. See you later.